Hello everybody again and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host Mike, and in the background we got the old...
This is Liz Talk, Stock Talk.
Kaneo, what you doing? You're in the People's Republic of Nevada or what?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. Well, I want to give a shout out to RatDad48, Price Rescue, and don't you have a shout out for one guy that's one of your favorite listeners?
RatDad48.
Christian Guzman, dude. Dude's a stud.
I wonder what kind of rat rod he has.
Oh, you never know. You should ask him. RatDad48, he wants to know what kind of rat rod you got. He wants you to leave it in the comment section there. Also, TK Roby, subscribe because you appreciate the transparency. Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate all the listeners that subscribe to the show. So we got a good show for you. Big D, thanks for your popping in the comments there as well. We got a good show for you. We got a damn good show planned for you. We don't really have any news to cover the billionaire asteroid. I'm sure lots of people like that one, huh?
Asteroid.
Yeah.
Astronaut.
Yeah, I shared with them yesterday the billionaire asteroid that's got all the precious metal on it. But it's not like they're going to share it with any of us anyway, because we're all plebes, so it is what it is. But we're going to cover the first stock there, Camille, because that's what we do here, is we cover stocks. First stock we have is CWBR. CWBR. CWBR Incorporated, Camille. Last tick was $1.49. Okay there, Camille, it looks like that CWBR Incorporated engages in the research development of mitochondria-based therapeutics. It focuses on the treatment of diseases which include diabetes, obesity, fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic cancer, and Alzheimer's, and other types of diseases. So basically, Cameo, in a nutshell, this company is focused on chronic age-related diseases. What do you think about what you've heard so far about the company?
Yeah, do your research, check it out, and always look and check out what you gotta do. Some make money, some don't make money. Some will cash you out, some will empty out your pocket.
Yeah, and then one of the listeners brought up, pump and dump is not bad. Yeah, it's not bad just because you can make money. It's just what's your game is all I always try to say. As far as with the pump and dump thing, but you got to do what you want to do as far as when you're a trader like that. This type of stock, it is one of the safer ones, biopharmaceuticals. You just got to play your hand when the news plays out. The goal, obviously, is to get in on the cheap. Anything with age-related disease, you're going to want to try to probably pick up. Just because, unfortunately, with all the chemicals in the water and all the drinking out of cans, all the consumption with that, you get a lot of heavy metals in your body and it jacks up our brains. So I'm sure cell phones are not going to be useful either there. So just saying, I'm sure we're already having studies come out about that already. So looks like these guys are harnessing therapeutic potential of mitochondrial DNA, Cameo. The company's first mover and the leader in exploring mitochondrial genome for therapeutically revenant peptides that have the potential for developing into transformative and commercially successful drugs. These peptides have been conserved by evolutionary biology due to the important roles of sensing and regulating critical biological functions far beyond energy production. Most of the frequent associated mitochondria on the team has discovered more than 100 mitochondrial-derived peptides, MDPs, generating 1,000 analogs. Their technology is developed based on therapeutic platform using cell-based assays and animal models of the disease to rapidly identify occurring MDPs with promising biological activity. So with this, guys, once they hit their phase, wouldn't you say they're Cameo? That when they go through their phases, and I'm sure when we go to the alphabets, we're going to see news popping. If you can get in on a good price on this, I would definitely say that the price point will jump based on obviously the news. So you just have to identify your price point and find the price point where you want to get in. What say you on that?
Yep, you gotta do it when you get in. When you fit in.
Yeah, because when the oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, so when the news starts popping, that's when these are going to go off. So it's interesting to find a buy point. I've got one that I'm holding right now. Well, actually, no. I've got like 3 that I'm holding. I'm just waiting for the news, and that's I'm either going to cut and run, or I'm going to hold the line, or cut and run and come back. So Cameo, in the pipeline, they currently have clinical and preclinical programs. They have one clinical program with a unique mechanism of action targeting, NASH, obesity, and 4 preclinical programs, including an anti-fibrotic program targeting idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis and fibrotic diseases. These are so many things that they have going in their pipeline, Cameo. They also have a stem cell mobilization for genetic disease and immuno-oncology program. The pipeline on this is huge. Your buy point here, last tick, we'll go back to, because we were on the duck. Your last tick was $1.49. I'm thinking you have multiple chances of breakthroughs on this, Cameo. You're not going to see this thing being cheaper than this. I'd say going back to the days of vaccines and things like that, before pre-COVID, things like that, they were dirt cheap then. In 2 years here, you could be seeing your same thing where you're seeing 10, 8, 15, somewhere around there. What say you on that?
I'm seeing like 30, 40, dude.
It could be. You never know. I mean, there's some I've looked back that were like change, and they got the news, they got the FDA approval and everything, and that's all you need is news, and everybody and their dog is jumping on that. So guys, these are the safest ones, I would say. I mean, wouldn't you say, Cameo, with all this stuff going on with the Alphabet Mockingbird media, that Big Pharma runs the camp on everything and controls the news cycles?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you turn on the news and what are they playing? They're playing all pharmaceutical ads, and they're making money. And if you can get in on one of these and it pops, whatever their pipeline is, and like I said, when you do these, you are helping mankind by helping out with some of the experiments they do to help stop some of these diseases and things like that. So that's the other thing. So if you lose, at least you gave your money to that, but we're in the business of making money as well, so we have to look at both angles, right?
Yep.
So moving on in the website, sorry, I had to get a drink on camera. They got news and media. I guess we could go to their press releases. I got an August 10th press release. This is from Newswire. It says the clinical stage biotechnology company is developing a mitochondria-based therapeutics to treat chronic diseases and extend lifespan, developed in its financial results for the second quarter, June 30th, 2021. Their positive CB4211 top-line data announcement marks an important milestone path towards demonstrating the full potential of our novel therapeutic program sourced by the mitochondria genome. Okay, guys, so with this news right here, just that I've seen from their website, please, I'm going to say this to you, Camille, find your buy point. And nobody paid me to say this, but with all due seriousness here, I would say find the buy point and figure out your entry point in this one, just because it's too cheap. What say you?
Too cheap. Cheap is always good.
Yeah, and the other thing is I would say for your portfolio, you definitely want to have biopharmaceuticals in your collection of stocks. You just got to. So, some of the ones that are dirt pennies and stuff like that, you got to pick those ones up. Those are just no-brainers, because those are like long-term holds that you just sock back. For example, like the one I always talk about, Insav. That was a socker. I paid $10 for it, and look what happened to it. So, anyways, we're going to go to more Alphabet News, find out what's cooking on there, and then we're going to go to Stockwitz and see what the real traders are saying. Okay, guys, you got news from BioWire. Is that correct there? No, BioWorld, excuse me. They said the shares of cobalt hit a 52-week high following the news that the mitochondrial peptide analog is testing for the potential treatment of non-alcoholic steatohepatitis and obesity, and delivered a robust improvements in the biomarkers of liver damage, glucose, placebo during small phase study. So remember, it is being promoted this week, guys. That's the one thing you have to look out for, okay? So you're going to get all the news, and everybody's going to be popping. They're going to be talking about it. There's going to be tons of noise. There is going to be a good point to jump into this. If this thing's dumping on Friday, that's when I'd be gobbling up, wouldn't you, Camille?
Yes, sir.
I would jump in and grab the cheap seats. Today would have been the day to jump in to play the short game, or the day before, but I mean, there's still time to do a short game as well. It's just a little bit late to the ball game, but I'm saying this is a long-term play, because if this is going to help out for the Nash and everything like that, it's going to take off. That's what I would say on that. Any more news that we haven't hit? Let's see. They got one thing on here that says it pulls back. Well, yeah, this is from Top News Guy. Says that the stock has pulled back today. Well, yeah, it pulled back because some of the shorters got out. They made their dough, and the Dollaruskis, and they're freaking peace out. You have Investors Observer. They're saying they're giving this a decent ranking as far as that goes. So you could take that to see what you think you want to do with that. But let's go to Stockwitz and check out what the real traders are saying on this. Hey guys, going on to Stockwitz, Chucky Slick has a nice take right here. He says, long-term hold, slow but steady. Chuck, I would totally agree with that as far as long-term hold. Guys, somewhere in this realm, find your entry point, and please, I definitely, Camille, I'm not missing out on this one. I'm locking and loading this portfolio. What about you?
Well, yeah, I need to move on to the next.
As soon as we can get through a couple of these, let me just see here. Sense familiar vibes.
Backpedaling, you know?
Who's this?
All these people that leave these comments, you know?
Oh, well, the thing about this is that some of these comments in here are setups. They're setup people that are pumpers, and then you also have insiders jumping in on the boards trying to get people hyped up for it. That one possibly could be a hype up, but I'm saying for this one's too cheap, because you have multiple studies here, and when those breakthroughs come through, because I'm going to cut through the noise here and everything like that. When these breakthroughs come through, but it's a time holder. It's one to buy and hold. Just don't buy on the week it's being promoted, you know?
Yeah.
So CWBR, this comes from Adrel Lombardi. Price will come out soon for a limited time. We're opening our trading chat room. Go to virus.com. So that one was useless comment. Let's see here. Tomorrow this is going to take off. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Let's see if we can get a real human being right here. 55 million shorts today alone. Love them or flip them. That comes from All Charts. Okay, so Daz224, he's talking about something else. James Payne at 831 says that 4K shares and holding going to, he's got 4K shares, so if that thing goes up $1, he just got his extra freaking party money. Let's push this so far so we can eat. Just 7 hours pre-8 market looking for. There's more guys posting things here. Lots of penny flippers here. Yeah, there's going to be penny flippers all over these boards, guys, because why, Camille?
That's what they do.
Yep. Yep. It's the manipulators. It's here, there. It's the regulars, because they're like, pump up the jam, pump it up a little more. So This guy says, holy sheets, short sale volumes was 55 mil today versus 105,000 yesterday. The pricks are pouncing on every small buy one site and props it up a little bit. Yes, because it is all over the internet and it is being promoted. But find your buy point. We're pretty much going to move on to the next, like you said, because it's pretty much the same song and dance. What'd you say there, Camille?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, going to the next stock we have. We covered it before, but it's popping in the market and it's hot. So, RIDE. For any of you new listeners, it's Lordstown Motors Corporation. Okay, guys, so Lordstown Motors Corporation is an automotive company which designs and manufactures light-duty electric trucks targeted for fleet customers. This is for you, Camille. The firms develop a flagship vehicle, Endurance, an electric full-size pickup truck. The company was founded by Stephen Burns November 13th, 2018, headquartered in Lordstown, Ohio. What's your take on? So guys, there's your old vehicle right there. That's the Endurance, and there's several models. They got a special little treat for you. It's a video there. We'll watch about a couple minutes of it, and then we'll cut it off. So, welcome to Lordstown. You can watch them doing the build. Straight to you from Lordstown, Ohio, the factory making the truck. No, they didn't pay me to show you guys the video of them making the truck. But there you go. Thank God for these guys, American building car manufacturers, the truck, die and breathe. That's what I like to see. So we got that video there. Okay guys, so going on the website, looks like they have 62 million square feet of working space in the heartland of America. Lordstown Motor designs and manufactures electric vehicles that revolutionize the way work gets done. The vehicles we build, it reduces the burdensome costs and provides style for the job sites and acts as the extension of the worker smarter, safer, and yada yada yada. So 6,000 vehicle production capacity a year. This was popping before on a promotion list. I haven't seen any promotion list. I just see a little bit of news and things, so that's good. But where they're at, they're in a pretty good, decent shape as far as risk versus reward. Being at the number they're at, they're past as far as the risk. You just have to play out your buy point. It says the epicenter for electrification endurance pickups are made in America at the headquarters of Lordstown, Ohio. In addition to the experienced executive team made up of automotive leaders from Tesla, Toyota, GM, Hyundai, and more. They have the leverage and skilled local labor force that the legendary manufacturer plant to build electric trucks. So there you go. And I'm sure they're going to benefit from all the other deals that are coming out of the sewer pipe or whatever you want to call it out east. So going into... we're going to jump to the alphabets, or we could just see if we can pair it off an alphabet channel. Looks like you got something from CBS News. I wonder if this comes from Gasparino or one of those clowns. EV maker Lordstown Motors looks to sell its cars directly to consumers. I usually don't like to go to alphabet.com, but Steve Burns, Motors CEO, announced that they're seeking permission to sell its vehicles directly to consumers with CNBC Propaganda Network, Melissa Lee, and Fast Money Traders, Brian. Not going to repeat their names because don't really care. You can go check them out on there. AP's got a plug, new electric maker to finish the first prototypes in March. Let's get a sneak peek inside EVs. So you have several of the alphabets are in, so you know where they're at. I say it's decent. It looks good to me. As far as we need to support these types of companies, just for the fact that you know, you need clean air. I'm not a hippie or anything like that. I like diesel trucks. I like freaking big trucks. But, you know, let's give them a shot and see what they got. So we're going to go to Stockwitz, see what the real traders are saying about this, and see if there's let's get beyond the noise and check out the signal, what the real traders are saying. What do you think? Man, that's some good mountain water. Guys, jumping on to Stockwitz, we got BBBDD. He's got, it's alive! SAS 1337 says, load the boat before September. Yep, that's not that far of a reach. Ride executives on site. Rides long every time Angela Strand spoke. Lots more positive news in the coming weeks. I would say so. Baby Ruth home run. Before I go to bed, I want to remind everyone that reads this that someone has dubbed Bear Hopium, that the mantra in March and the months ahead was broadcasted, the lies in the Hindenburg Report. The biggest fib was that the production was 3 to 4 weeks away of the Endurance. So that comes from Babe Ruth home run. Open Throttle says, get ready to rent it out to Nissan. Execs were there for 3 days. So there's some news for you. Ride, keep it trending. Bullish. And you got Monkey Hold Banana. Ride, 46,000 followers. Spam.com's on here. Many want one. Fewer will be able to get one. Demand outnumber the production. Ride. Ride is pumped up for tomorrow. Trading is the most active. Ride, here's what we learned. More dilution and more dilution after that. You dummies. That comes from Money Made. So he gave his point out there. He's a premium member. Ride for all the... I'm not going to repeat what he says because it's derogatory towards a certain section of our public, and I don't do crap like that. Check out the weight on the motors yourselves. Information is free. Ride this thing has a failure written all over to it. Jesus loves you and died on the cross for your sins. God bless. That is true. Pretty much Ride going to zero. We've seen that before in some of these electric stocks and things like that, but I don't know yet about that. Kathy Wood's stepchild said, Ride, if this pops tomorrow and sell before close. Blah. Throw up. Ride, any bulls have some powder to make sure that up on the squeeze these blankers lights out. So that's the end on that one. I'm calling that one good. We're going to move on to the next and see what we got cooking on the next stock. It could be a sub junker maybe, or let's see what I pick out, something fast, cruise through it, and we'll get this show over with, and we'll get to the next one tomorrow. Okay guys, the next stock I have is ORPH. ORPH. Just kidding. Orphazam ASADR. ORPH. Last tick was $6.10. Going back here, it looks like they're a biopharmaceutical company which engages in the development of treatment for patients with life-threatening and debilitating rare diseases. It's a Amricol program and molecular entities program. The company was founded by Andres Morkehensby and a bunch of other people and is in Denmark. Going on to what they do. They're pioneering in the use of heat shock proteins to deliver novel treatments for people living with rare neurodegenerative diseases. So with that, there are many people in society that suffer from these type of diseases and things. And again, if you can support and possibly make some change from helping these types of deals, I mean, obviously it would have been better if you got in on the early, but that's why we cover some of the sub pennies for some of these other ones, because then they pop off and they blow up. And so like we discussed in the first stock at the beginning, when it's at $1.49, what's your entry point when you get in for that, because it then turns into this company here. So on their website they have Harnessing the Body's Natural Stress Defense System, HSP. Heat shock proteins such as HSP40, HSP60, 70, and 90 are known as a molecular chaperones because they play a role in helping proteins function properly with cells that are under stress. Because if that doesn't happen, then the proteins attack the rest of the body, and then you have not good. So when the cells are under stress, the heat shock response protects the cells from accumulated and misfold proteins that are aggregated proteins in a dysfunctional liposomes, the cell's recycling system, which could otherwise lead to toxicity and disease. That's why we have it. That's why you need to stay up on your supplements and make sure you're drinking your water and exercising. Good mountain water. It's probably got fluoride in it or something too, right? Our work is focused on making the use of cell protective properties for the HSP70 to create new therapies for rare neurodegenerative diseases. They're rare diseases focused. They have a clinical trial program underway to explore potential lead integrational drug candidate for armaclonal for 2 lysosome storage diseases, LSDS, and Niemann-Pick disease type C, NPC, Gaucher disease. Their latest pop in news is that the company's registration number in Copenhagen, August 5th, 2021. The biopharmaceutical company announced a new publication for ORPH interim report 2021 now being public. So that's huge, and that's one of the reasons why this is popping. They're in the late stage biopharmaceutical company to announce the 24 interim results of an open label extension for OLE trial providing efficacy. So going on here, let's go more into them as far as what else we got. For patients and families, living with rare disease is difficult. Why rare? The difficulties are not rare to us. They term deep appreciation for the patients who previously participated in the current enrolled in clinical trials. Yes, and we must thank all those patients that are enrolled in those clinical trials because they help us and they are willing to risk their lives on the line as well as their bodies to try to help medicine, and we appreciate them out there. We recognize the valuable time and effort committed to the research and contributions that are essential to finding novel solutions to diseases such as NPC and Gaucher disease. In addition to the relationships with the patients they serve, they value their relationships with the community leaders and nonprofit organizations that are working to improve the lives of people. And they thank the shareholders as well for helping with the money as well. No, they didn't say that. I just threw that out there. We're not going to go to working with them because they have a plug for medical professionals talking about the heat shock proteins. They talk about their clinical studies you can look at, their early programs, requesting early access for patients with NPC. You can call the numbers, but I'm sure they're busy and they won't answer. But that's just my take, not there. So going on to the news of this, let's see what we got. Shareholder alert, not for this company. Okay, we have pre-market trading. What's next for this stock on Bazinga? Let's go to Bazinga's take. Bazinga's take is the company's news is to cause a jump in share price. The stock looks like it is broken out of its technical traders call failing wedge pattern. The stock trades below the 50. Win some extra Dogecoin if you want to continue with the article. So we didn't really get anything out of the alphabets or anything like that, but we are gonna. There's Yahoo Finance and the others are parroting the interim report, which we already read. So we're gonna go to Stockwits and see what the real traders are saying, and then we're going to move on. Okay, guys, the next stock I have is ORPH. ORPH. Just kidding. Orphazam ASADR. ORPH. Last tick was $6.10. Going back here, it looks like they're a biopharmaceutical company which engages in development of treatment for patients with life-threatening and debilitating rare diseases. It's a Americol program and molecular entities program. The company was founded by Andres Morkehensby and a bunch of other people and is in Denmark. Going on to what they do. They're pioneering in the use of heat shock proteins to deliver novel treatments for people living with rare neurodegenerative diseases. So with that, there are many people in society that suffer from these type of diseases and things. And again, if you can support and possibly make some change from helping these types of deals. I mean, obviously it would have been better if you got in on the early, but that's why we cover some of the sub pennies for some of these other ones, because then they pop off and they blow up. And so like we discussed in the first stock at the beginning, when it's at $1.49, what's your entry point when you get in for that, because it then turns into this company here. So on their website, they have harnessing the body's natural stress defense system, HSP. Heat shock proteins such as HSP40, HSP60, 70, and 90 are known as a molecular chaperones because they play a role in helping proteins function properly with cells that are under stress. Because if that doesn't happen, then the proteins attack the rest of the body, and then you have not good. So when the cells are under stress, the heat shock response protects the cells from accumulated and misfold proteins that are integrated in aggregated proteins in a dysfunctional liposomes, the cell's recycling system, which could otherwise lead to toxicity and disease. That's why we have it. That's why you need to stay up on your supplements and make sure you're drinking your water and exercising. Good mountain water. It's probably got fluoride in it or something too, right? Our work is focused on making the use of cell protective properties for the HSP70 to create new therapies for rare neurodegenerative diseases. They're rare diseases focused. They have a clinical trial program underway to explore potential lead in integrational drug candidate for armiclonal for 2 lysosome storage diseases, LSDS, and Niemann-Pick disease type C, NPC, Gaucher disease. Their latest pop in news is that the company's registration number in Copenhagen, August 5th, 2021. The biopharmaceutical company announced a new publication for ORPH interim report 2021 now being public. So that's huge, and that's one of the reasons why this is popping. They're in the late stage biopharmaceutical company to announce the 24 interim results of an open label extension for OLE trial providing efficacy. So going on here, let's go more into them as far as what else we got. For patients and families, living with rare disease is difficult. Why rare? The difficulties are not rare to us. They term deep appreciation for the patients who previously participated in the current enrolled in clinical trials. Yes, and we must thank all those patients that are enrolled in those clinical trials because they help us and they are willing to risk their lives on the line as well as their bodies to try to help medicine, and we appreciate them out there. We recognize the valuable time and effort committed to the research and contributions that are essential to finding novel solutions to diseases such as NPC and Gaucher disease. In addition to the relationships with the patients they serve, they value their relationships with the community leaders and nonprofit organizations that are working to improve the lives of people. And they thank the shareholders as well for helping with the money as well. No, they didn't say that. I just threw that out there. We're not going to go to working with them because they have a plug for medical professionals talking about the heat shock proteins. They talk about their clinical studies you can look at, their early programs, requesting early access for patients with NPC. You can call the numbers, but I'm sure they're busy and they won't answer. But that's just my take, not there. So going on to the news of this, let's see what we got. Shareholder alert, not for this company. Okay, we have pre-market training. What's next for this stock on Bazinga? Let's go to Bazinga's take. Bazinga's take is the company's news is to cause a jump in share price. The stock looks like it is broken out of its technical traders call failing wedge pattern. The stock trades below the 50. Win some extra Dogecoin if you want to continue with the article. So we didn't really get anything out of the alphabets or anything like that, but we are gonna. There's Yahoo Finance and the others are parroting the interim report, which we already read. So we're gonna go to StockWits and see what the real traders are saying, and then we're going to move on. Okay, guys, going on to StockWits, we have tomorrow's stock Messiah goes into full God mode. Bears and shorts will feel the wrath of my power. They are ultimate sinners of the world, for they have shorted this enough. To all the bulls and ORPH disciples, you shall be blessed, and you will go further to the moon and reach the reaches of the unknown universe as you enter the kingdom of heaven. A golden throne awaits you. Tomorrow will be the all-coming trade of gods. Tomorrow's judgment day for shorts and sinners. That is from the stock Messiah. So, and he's got a blessing for you guys. We have Grow. Let's see, that's a scam. Need more buyers tomorrow to initiate the squeeze. How many shares still available to short? Tomorrow's candle. Simeon's got the APIs. Let's see. Remember your plays and gambles. I'm not going to call long-term shorts long option usually. Who's with me? Join the morning session for analysis on the tickers. Okay, join his session if you want. Did someone come up with simple math and run away? Let's see. We got lots of bull symbols on here. The price will come out soon. Limited time. Opening our trading chat room. I made 45K with their alerts. Go to virus.com. Can this open at $8 tomorrow? Yeah, that's not that far of a reach. It just depends on news and wherever you're at. You are at Thursday, close to Skilo Friday, where everybody cashes out and you can even speed on the highway. So we've got money bags and holy crap. ORPH worthless short is going to get intense and stop the anal bleeding pre-market. Oh, you guys, you crack me up. ORPH many bag holders, it's going down tomorrow. That's not that far of a reach because we're getting close to Friday. Tomorrow should be epic. Another gap up pre-market. More FOMO during to market hours and another push. Also, mega squeeze any moment of the day. I think the real show starts tomorrow. Well, we'll see. The only thing I'm worried about is Diamond Hand person writes, and we won't repeat what he wrote. So basically the rest of this is just all trash and dirty stuff on here, which go figure, it's the middle of the night. So the interesting stock of the day was the first one we covered. Second one was the third. Lordstown Motors was decent as well. We had a decent roundup of 3 stocks here. We didn't have some of the suspect stocks like we had yesterday from the pump and dump list. So find your entry point. Get in where you feel like you want to get in. Don't make it a dog show. And good night now!